This is Kingsland, and massive things happen in Kingsland. Crazy things happen. And your boy Chadski is playing on his second account. I have been streaming this like crazy over the last few days. This Kingsland is wild. This is 960, 1093. We're in 2293 in Water Camp. We're fighting Earth Camp in 1818. And just like any other Kingsland, things happen that are a little unexpected, but I got imprisoned. And they tried to zero me. But I was able to handle things exactly the way they needed to be handled and mitigate any kind of damage that we had with it. So this is a video to show you all that. If you like any of the videos, be sure to thumbs up. Consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. We are fighting in Kingsland. I am getting low on power and I am hammering the KP, but we're going to take you through what happened when all this stuff played out the other night. We lost some territory. We're going back and forth with 1818. As you can see here, this is what we call our hive right here. We push pretty good, but now they are pushing us currently. But when this stuff happens, you get caught sometimes, and I got imprisoned. And when I got imprisoned, the next thing you know, they're lighting up rallies. 1818 is covering the field, and they are going to try to zero me. And so through it all, we'll go through the video here on exactly what happened. So when you see this, okay, they've got the imprisoned on me. You can see a flag had burned off and I had stayed there, and we're trying to push the front. We're trying to mitigate any damage. They're in their uptime, and I am imprisoned. Okay, I'm going through my checks right now. You can see I got to make sure my support skills are on Gorgo and Hera. I'll show you the Gorgo gear here in a little bit. And we wanted to make sure we use Sun Tzu's and El Cid's support skills. They're the best ones to use for City Garrison in this particular KVK. I didn't mess with the Guan, the attack, 30% attack. I went ahead and chose to use this El Cid instant proc, which is really, really good for your city. You got a lot of troops in there, and more than anything, it works out really, really pretty well. And so when you see this thing kind of play out, whereas I'm kind of going through here and trying to figure out which ones to run, and so it is quite interesting to see how all this stuff works out when we're going through this in city defense. And so you want to make sure you have the right support skills on there if you're in a heroic anthem. We're in the new heroic anthem KVK, and so we want to make sure our gear is on. We want to make sure our hospital is cleared. We want to go through all the sanity checks that we go through. So from that standpoint, we're all good to go. We know that the rally's coming in. I'm sitting at 104 million power. I should be able to do a lot of damage to this rally without being stuck in a situation where I've got a full hospital, because I just don't have that many troops. And you have an 800,000 hospital capacity when it comes to this particular KVK. So if you see this thing kind of come through here, you're going to see I'm going to make sure my hospital is cleared. There's no deads in there. I have an 810,000 hospital cap. And I'm looking around here for a barb fort now, because what I want to do is get my siege out of I want to get my siege, all my low tier troops. I want to get everything completely out of my city. This is the best way to do it. You go put all your siege, you go put all your low help your low tier troops into a barb fort rally. I did that, so now that they can't be attacked when it comes to this particular city rally. That's the way it works. And now that the rally is getting ready to come in, I think it's marching on me in just a few seconds. We'll skip ahead here, make sure I'm going through all that the reinforcements I've got in my city. A lot of people are like, Chadski's getting rallied, I'm gonna put reinforcements in his city, and that's what they did. So now that the rally is coming in, we kind of want to see how this thing plays out. You're gonna see, there it is, it's hitting. They hit King's Skill. They're gonna hit me with an Attila Subutai that hurts. That is one thing that hurts a lot. And so when you watch this overall, we're just trying to make sure we get as much damage as possible. Now you can see I'm getting red numbers everywhere because I've got hair on the wall. They make a mistake by rallying with the main alliance that they're fighting in, and so you can get a lot of AoE damage. They're smart enough to get away from it, but as you can see, they're not that smart. I'm able to get some damage out of the AoE, and so it works out. And so if they keep this thing full, no matter how big your city is, I'm just telling you, this is what people have to understand when it comes to Attila Subutai. No matter how big your city is, if you keep that reinforced, you will trade positive. If the city that you're rallying is 300 or 400 million power, it's gonna hurt like crazy, and you gotta spam the reinforcements. But if you can get through that initial, hammering from the city, you really start dropping the power. There is no city that is safe. ever. You can see that one of our campmates is getting rallied at the same time. He's got hair on his wall. I've got Gorgo hair on my wall. This is an infantry account. I got all kinds of crazy stuff on my Gorgo, and we're trying to mitigate as much damage as possible. I'm picking up good AoE now. I'm getting good value for that when it comes to the deads and the kill ratio and everything like that. Now, they're going to drop my city and they're going to burn me. Now, the main key here is you want to heal. If you can get the heal off, then any after swarms that they have are just going to get completely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. So you can see my power's dropping pretty good. I'm going to get in here on my hospital and I'm going to start spam clicking. You got to spam click the button as fast as you can. The minute you burn, that's going to give you 1 second to heal your hospital before they swarm you. I got the healing done. I went the gym route and now they're swarming me. And when they swarm me, oh baby, they're going to get just absolutely wrecked. And you still got a guy hitting me. There's always mistakes when this happens, and I'm able to get a little extra AoE value. So that's kind of how that thing played out. And when you see this overall, we'll go through some of these different things on the reports. That's how you want to do it. When we see the reports, first I'll show you the Gorgo gear that I have. It's pretty busted. If I'm just facing a rally, I put the horn on there. If I was facing just a straight swarm, I'd probably put the ring, but my horn also has a tier 5, so I just kept it on there. And this is my kind of infantry garrison gear on this account. This is my second account. My pincer stuff is kind of broken. It's as good as it gets. You can't get much better with the infantry health there. So having the pincer formation with 4 special inscriptions really helps as well. But an Attila Subutai is still going to wreck you. It doesn't matter. If I'm not sitting at 150 or 200 million power, and even if they're reinforced, they're going to give me a ton of deads. Well, I didn't take any deads in this. So I'll come through here and I'll show you the reports on this. This came out, you see the extra value that we got. These are all either AoE or end of the rally swarms that I took. Now against the rally, this is what it's going to look like, y'all. They're all the rally. If this is a good rally and this guy has a really good one from 32-13, this is always going to wreck you. Okay, and so when you look at this, it shows that I take deads. But if you see, I didn't take really hardly any deads. I took 54,000 deads here, took about 75,000 deads. The rest of the deads came from the reinforcements, okay? So I did the best I could at being able to mitigate my deads. So 70,000 deads for me isn't that big of a deal. 700,000 power, that's not a big deal. So this was just pure value for us. Now these are all these accounts that are reinforcing. They're taking a little bit of deads. That's where you see that 200k dead marker on there. But you can see look at the AoE value I get when I'm just hitting some of these AoEs, just giving them deads everywhere. And the overall report shows that we actually almost trade even with the AoE, but against the rally, of course, it's not going to do all that great. The rally's reinforced, and that's just kind of the way it works. And so when it comes to this, where is it? Down here. You want to also get the heal off, so if they follow up and swarm you, you're able to just punish, absolutely punish. I gem healed that, you saw that, and if you come here and see the one time that they try to swarm me, right afterwards, they just said, oops, they didn't realize that the rally had finished. It always happens that way, and I'm able to absolutely crush any kind of swarms that happen after that. So when you combine this report of the after swarm, where I'm getting an extra, 2.6 million kill points, when you combine that to this, then all of a sudden it's an easy trade. But the key is they're taking all deads, and that's how city rallies work. You take minimal deads, especially if you do it right, if you don't overflow your hospital. These deads all came from reinforcements, and I lost about 70,000 in deads. They lost 1.1 million. And then on the after swarm, they lost another 141 million. Or another 141,000, while I just take 7 wounds, okay? And so it worked out really well. They wanted to zero me, and I don't blame them. I would too. I'd put my Attila Subutai from my main on any city that was in prison. And so this is Kingsland now. We're still battling. We're getting into day 4 of Kingsland. It's wild. It's not going to end for any time soon. We're fighting like crazy. I am dropping power like crazy. I'm still able to field my marches and go to town, and we should be getting some uptime soon. But that kind of shows you what you go through. It's always this city. It's always my second account here that gets rallied. It's never my big main, but we're having fun with it. The KVK overall has been really, really good. I'll show you the kill points. This kind of shows you where you're at with the kill points, and overall Al Haytham is going crazy. I'll go live here. He's got even more, 14 billion kill points. Aang's got 10 billion kill points. Addie's up there with 9.5 billion kill points. And I believe this is Pokemon Trainer, the Diddy Mom. And so Legion's up there, Genie's up there. And in my camp, I am sitting 4th. I have gotten, this is in my entire camp. This is all of the kingdoms in there. 2975's in there, 1786 is in there, and 2293. Obviously, my kingdom's in there. I'm tops in my kingdom. I've got 3.1 billion kill points in this KVK. I am low. I mean, this account I've got is kind of scuffed. Okay, it's got great infantry stuff, but I'm doing the best I can with my cav stuff, and I've got 2 cav marches. My second cav march, this is the gear I'm running on it. I mean, come on. So I'm running 6 marches on this, and I'm crushing the KP and helping our team survive. We got a long way to go in this KVK. Crazy things happen. They might try to zero me again. I'm sure I'll be in that position again. But if you enjoyed the video, throw a like on here. It's a lot of fun to do these videos for content and see, ooh, look at this rally we're watching here. All my guys are farm filling that like crazy. And so there'll be more content as it comes. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. We're going to pump out more content about this. And we love you guys. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.